Good day, math learners! We are from grade 7 Copernicus, group C6, and this tutorial video is all about problem solving involving sets. The objectives of this tutorial are identify the different regions of a Venn diagram. Second, find the elements of a set using a Venn diagram. And third, solve problems involving using a Venn diagram. Let's have my classmate Ronimar Panganoron for the further explanation about these terms.
Hello, and my name is Ronimar C. Pangalan. Now this is about sets. Now for the notations. A set A is a subset of a set B, written as A subset of B or B superset of A. If every element of A belongs to B, it is written as X is every element of A, and X is an element of B. Now, this symbol means superset of a set. For example, a set of 1, 2, 3, and 4 is a superset of 1 and 2. Now, this symbol means not a superset. For example, a set of 1, 4, and 6 numbers is not a superset of a set of 2, 3, and 5. Now, this symbol means it is not an element of. Now, this letter U means union, which A union B is 1, 2, 3, 4, which means that A and B have combined. While this inverted U means intersection, A intersection B, 2 and 3. An intersection means that it is the numbers which two set has. Now this symbol means that every element of A is in B. For example, 1 and 4, which is A, is in set B. While this symbol means not a subset of. Like 10, 20, and 25 is not a subset of 9, 19, and 24. A 0 with a slash in it or two curly waves means an empty set. Thank you.
Thank you, my classmate Ronimar Panganoron, for this explanation about these terms related to sets. Now, let's move on to the main topic. We have my classmate Michael Ildefonso to teach us how to use a Venn diagram in solving sets problems.
Welcome to our tutorial video about problem solving involving sets by the use of Venn diagram. Venn diagrams are graphical or pictorial representation of relationship between different groups of things. It gives a logical representation of the groups or sets. Venn diagram is also a tool in solving problems. Therefore, you must be familiar with the different set operation. Look at the Venn diagram below that shows what is within a universal set. Example, in a STEM class of 50 students who took the entrance exam in PLM and UP, 18 passed PL Math, 25 passed UPCAT, and 10 students passed both exams. How many students were not able to pass any of the entrance tests? First, we need to make a Venn diagram to illustrate the problem. Since we have two sets here, the PLM and UP schools who pass UPCAT, let the first set as A for PL Math and set B is UPCAT. Since out of 50 students, 10 students pass both entrance exam. Write 10 in the overlap portion of the two circles. You have to determine how many students pass PL Math only and UPCAT only. So, total number of students who pass PL Math only equals 18 minus 10 equals 8. Total number of students who pass UPCAT only equals 25 minus 10. Total number of students who pass the entrance exam equals 8 plus 15 plus 10 equals 33. Total number of students who did not pass in either PL Math or UPCAT equals 50 minus 33 equals 17. Therefore, 17 students did not pass any of the entrance tests.
Thank you, Michael Ildefonso, for teaching us how to use Venn diagram in solving sets problems. For further understanding how to use Venn diagram, let's have an additional problem. I am Zakari Murillo, and this is the problem. The problem is, at the XYZ school, there are only 2 foods written on their menu at their canteen. After the lunch, 80 students are interviewed what food they did choose in their lunch. 42 students chose adobo, 12 students chose menudo, and 8 students chose both. Now, the question is, how many students chose adobo only? Number 2, how many students chose menudo only? Number 3, how many students chose neither of the foods? And number 4, how many students did order their food in the canteen? Now, try to solve these questions and try to present it using a Venn diagram. To help you to solve this question, I have some guides here. So this is the Venn diagram. Not necessarily that there's a box around the Venn diagram. First is elements of set A, which is right here. This part is not included. The overlap part of set A is not included. When we say elements of set A, this part only, it means it is only the elements of set A. There is no element that is shared with set B. Same also to the elements of set B. The overlap part of set B is not included. So that means this part is only the elements of set B that are not shared with set A. This middle part is called intersection part. You already know. That means this part has the elements that is shared by subset A and subset B. This box represents or has the elements of the universal set that not included in both subsets. This letter U represents the universal set symbol. You may confuse with the letter U in union and letter U in universal set symbol. Commonly, we identify the union if the letter U has a thinner font. Let's explain this. This letter U or union represents the elements, all elements that appeared in the subsets. That means all elements in set A and in set B are, if we combine them, then we can make a union. Next is intersection. As I explained earlier, these are the elements that are common in both subsets. Now, try to solve these questions and use my guides. Represent it using a Venn diagram. Feel free to pause the video and I will come back. Now, let's answer these questions. First question, how many students chose adobo only? First, let's put the 2 students who chose adobo. Let's put a parenthesis here to show that this number is included in set A. And then let's start the solving. So, let's put 8 students chose both. Let's put this into the middle. Yes, 8 is the intersection. So what we're gonna do in this question is subtract set A to the intersection. So 42 minus 8. We remove the substitution of set A minus the intersection. 42 minus 8 is equal to 34. Therefore, 34 students who chose adobo only. Let's move on to question number 2. How many students chose menudo only? So, 12 students chose menudo. So we put 12 here and then put a parenthesis that indicates this number is included in this set. Same also as set A, we will gonna do set B, then subtract it to the intersection. Let's remove the substitution by putting numbers. Set B is 12 minus the intersection, which is 8. That it equals to 4. So 4 students who chose menudo only. Let's move on to the question number 3. How many students chose neither of the foods? So what we're gonna do is find the union of this set and then subtract it to the universal set, which is 80 students. Number 3, what we're gonna do is find the union and then subtract it to the universal set. Let's add this 34 plus 8 plus 4. So 34 plus 8 plus 4, that is equal to 46. So what we're gonna do with the 46? Subtract it to the universal set, which is 80. So 80 minus 46 is equal to, so 80, 70, 74, 34 equals to 34. So there are 34 students who chose neither of the foods. Let's put the answer on the number 3 in this place outside of the Venn diagram. Next question, number 4. How many students did order their food in their canteen? That means we need to find the union. So you already know. Let's just add these numbers. So let's add the union. 34 plus 8 plus 4, that will equals 2, which is 46. This is the answers for this question. So now we already answered all of the questions and we can make the representation of Venn diagram for this problem. So I will explain the Venn diagram. This part is the universal set, or the whole, which is 80 students. This part is the intersection. 8 students chooses both adobo and menudo. This part is 34 students who chose adobo only. This part is the students who chose menudo only. And this number 34, is the number of students who didn't choose anything in their canteen. So, did you get it? If you get it, good job! So, I hope you learned something about this tutorial video, and thank you for my group mates, Ronnie Mar Panganoron and Michael and Defonso for helping us in a group to make this tutorial video. Thank you for watching!